It's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. And then, without warning, your brain reaches into a file cabinet from 11 years ago and plays a single moment on loop. It wasn't a tragedy. It wasn't a heartbreak. It was something small, something almost meaningless. And yet, your body reacts as if it just happened. You called your teacher mom in the fourth grade. You waved back at someone who wasn't waving at you. You mispronounced a word in a meeting 3 years ago. And somehow, out of everything your mind could remember tonight, it chose this. The strange truth is, your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. You just weren't told the rules. To understand why your mind keeps replaying these moments, we have to look at something psychologists call the default mode network. The part of your brain that turns on the moment you stop paying attention. When you're not focused on a task, when you're driving, showering, walking, or trying to fall asleep, this network quietly wakes up. And it has one favorite hobby: reviewing you. Every mistake, every awkward pause, every social micro-failure you thought you had forgotten. But here's where it gets stranger. Your brain doesn't replay embarrassing memories to torture you. It replays them because it thinks it's protecting you. For most of human history, social rejection wasn't just uncomfortable. It was dangerous. Being cast out of the tribe could mean death. So your brain evolved a very specific alarm system. Anything that could damage your social standing gets marked with a red flag and stored in a folder your mind can open at any time. That's why you can barely remember what you ate last Tuesday, but you can recall in vivid 4K the exact face of someone who watched you trip in 8th grade. Psychologists call this emotional tagging. The stronger the feeling, the deeper the memory carves itself into your mind. And embarrassment is one of the most emotionally charged experiences a human brain can process. But there's something even stranger happening beneath the surface. And this is where most people misunderstand themselves. The people who witnessed your embarrassing moment, they almost certainly don't remember it. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. We assume other people notice us far more than they actually do. Everyone else is starring in their own movie. You're just a background extra in theirs. And yet, your brain refuses to believe this, because it's not designed to feel safe. It's designed to keep you alive. So it keeps rehearsing, reviewing, replaying, hoping that if it studies the tape long enough, you'll never make the same mistake again. But here's the paradox. The more your mind replays the memory, the more permanent it becomes. Every replay strengthens the neural pathway. Every rehearsal deepens the groove. Your brain thinks it's protecting you, but it's actually building a monument to a moment no one else remembers. This is called rumination, and it's one of the most quietly destructive habits the human mind has. Research links chronic rumination to anxiety, depression, insomnia, and a distorted sense of self. Not because the memory itself is dangerous, but because your relationship with it is. But that's only part of the story, because there's another force at play, one that quietly shapes which memories your brain chooses to keep alive. Psychologists call it the negativity bias. Your brain remembers painful moments roughly 5 times more strongly than pleasant ones. Compliments fade, kind words evaporate, but a single awkward silence from a decade ago can echo like it happened this morning. And here's what almost no one realizes. The version of you that made that mistake doesn't exist anymore. You're not the same person who tripped on stage or sent the wrong text or laughed at the wrong moment. Every 7 years, nearly every cell in your body has been replaced. Your brain has rewired. Your beliefs have shifted. You are, in almost every meaningful way, a new person. But your memory hasn't updated the file, and so you punish someone who no longer exists for a mistake they can no longer undo. But the real reason your brain does this is much deeper than survival, and most people never realize it. Embarrassment is one of the few emotions that requires a fully developed sense of self. Animals feel fear, they feel pain. But shame requires imagination. It requires the ability to see yourself through someone else's eyes. To imagine how you look, how you sound, how you're being judged. In other words, the same mind that torments you with old memories is the same mind that makes you human. Your capacity for embarrassment is proof of your capacity for empathy, self-reflection, and growth. The cost of being self-aware is being self-critical. The gift is that you get to change. So the next time your mind replays a moment from years ago, try something strange. Don't fight it. Don't run from it. Don't argue with it. Just look at it. Notice it. And gently remind yourself, this memory isn't a warning. It's a leftover echo from a mind that once needed to protect you. And the moment you stop replaying it, the moment you stop feeding it, the groove begins to soften. Memory, like everything else in the human mind, responds to attention. What you starve fades. What you feed grows. The embarrassing memory that woke you up tonight, it doesn't define you. It never did. It's just a fingerprint from a version of you that was still learning how to exist. And maybe that's the quiet truth beneath all of this. The mind that replays your worst moments isn't your enemy. It's just a scared part of you, still trying to keep you safe from a world that has already moved on. So the question isn't why your brain replays these memories. The question is, what would happen if you finally forgave the person inside them? If this video made you feel understood, take a moment to leave a comment below. What's one memory your brain won't stop replaying? Sometimes just naming it out loud is enough to loosen its grip. Subscribe if you'd like to keep exploring the quieter corners of the human mind. Because next time, we're diving into something even stranger. Why the people you think about the most are often the ones who think about you the least.